Set 7 just came out. You're probably wondering, like, what are some comps to try? What are my favorite comps so far? So I'm going to give you guys 5 comps that you guys can go ahead and try out. These are comps that either I've had a lot of fun with or are really good. And we are going to be updating this list throughout the week. And I'll do like a big update on Friday as I always do. So if you guys are new to the channel, I list out every single composition that is good in the current meta. They're normally about like 15 to 20 comps. I don't even remember how many. There's so many. So definitely look out for that by subscribing below if you have not already. But let's just dive right into it. So first things first, my favorite one so far is the Canon Ear Rebel composition. So this one is a reroll comp, so it is easier to play in the sense that you only need to worry about a couple of units, and like most of your early game turns are going to determine most of your games. So the main carry, oddly enough, is the tank. So Tahm Kench, he loves Dragon Claw, he loves Gargoyle Stoneplate. Sometimes you even put 2 of them on him. After that, you want to itemize your damage dealers. Tristana is like the main damage dealer, but you mainly do damage from like the Rebel buff and getting a bunch of aura items. So the best aura item is the Zeke's Herald on Jinx. She just buffs up everyone that's important, and yeah, you're pretty much good to go from there. But to play this comp, you are going to reroll at level 5 for Tahm Kench 3-star, go to level 6, reroll for Tristana and Jinx, and then add in Revels and Cannoneers later on as you level up, such as Sona and Corki. You could also add in other units. You don't have to play the trainers. Sometimes you play Shen or something like that for more frontline. I'm actually going to be probably doing a collaboration with the person who invented this comp. Aegon, he is the person who invented the sharpshooter reroll comp in set 4. So definitely look out for that in the future. Mage Aurelion Soul, this is the next comp that is up. So there was I don't even call it a strategy because it's so stupid, but Mage Spatula Aurelion Soul is the most stupid thing ever. If you want to just abuse free wins, I feel like it is super strong for that, because the way Aurelion Soul works is he casts once, then the next cast it becomes bigger. So imagine you have Mage Cap, he casts twice, so it gets bigger twice as fast as it normally would. Complete nonsense, right? So Mage Spat Aesol, if you want to just spam a lot of wins, do that. The best part about this comp is that even if you don't hit Aurelion Soul, you could still play like a solidly decent mage board, and mages are actually pretty good. They have a bunch of different carries you could use, such as Nami or Rise. So the way to play this comp, it's pretty standard. So if you're going for Aesol, you do standard leveling. If you're going for a reroll carry, such as Nami carry or Rise carry, you can reroll at level 6 or 7, depending on who you're going for. So level 6 is for Nami, level 7 is for Rise. They all use like very similar items. So Spirit Shogun's really good for all 3 of them. Archangels is great for all 3 of them as well. So you build essentially the same items and then just spread them on whoever you want to designate as your carry. The main tanks for this comp can either be Vladimir, Silas, or Olawi. Depends on who is the biggest. So if you have Vlad 3, you could go ahead and make Vlad your main tank. If you get Silas 2 really early, he can do that as well. If you get Olawi 2 really early, you could do that. Or if sometimes you even get Olawi 3 or Silas 3, and then you make that person your main tank. It doesn't really matter who it is, you just need someone who is kind of filling that role. Sometimes all 3 of them can do it. You could have them right next to each other if you have a redemption. You could spread them out a bit, like put one here, and one here. If you don't have redemption, lots of different options you can go for there. Next comp up, we have Jade. So Jade is a little weird. You could play Jade plus like another carry, because I feel like the Jade units, they provide so much utility that it just complements pretty much anything. So Xiaoyu is the dragon of the Jades, and it is one of the best tank units in the game. Nico, another great tank unit at 4 cost, does a lot of CC. Then in the back, Soraka's just a good unit because it's a legendary, and Nivea provides a lot of utility for your team, either as a Morello applier or just as a magic resist shredder. She has that built into her kit. And then with Anivia, you match up stuff like Lulu because they're both evokers, and then you could add in Bard later on for more mystics. Just really solid combination. So you could play stuff like Swain carry with this. If you go shapeshifters, you could do one of the Jade units as a carry, such as Anivia. You could use Ashe as well. I've seen that too. You could use other things such as Xayah if you play Ashe. So if you want to play Xayah carry, just add in Xayah and replace like Soraka or Anivia with Ashe to get Swift Shot. So you have like a lot of different options depending on what items you get, but the main core, the main tank and utility portion of your comp is going to be coming from all the Jade units, which are really, really strong. Next up, we have Xayah Ragewing. So I guess speaking of Xayah, right? She is very, very solid in this build. So the reason why she's so good is because she has both single target and area of effect abilities. So single target's mainly her auto attacks, and then the area of effect is her ability where she like pulls all her feathers back. So I find that she is pretty solid in both those aspects, and a lot of the Ragewing units are just plain out good. So the Ragewings are Xayah, Hecarim, Shen, and Shyvana. Right now Shyvana's not that strong, so you don't need Shyvana, but you mainly just get her to get 6 Ragewing to buff up your Xayah. But Shen and Hecarim are great tank units. Shen, he puts up his like anti-auto attack zone, which blocks a lot of damage, and Hecarim is just a 4-cost AoE CC type of champion. Like, what more can you ask for from one of those? In the back, I have the 4 Swift Shot version, so you add in Twitch, Varus, and Ashe. But you could add more tank units instead of having 4 Swift Shots. It's really up to you depending on what you hit that game. Ashe and Varus provide utility. Varus gives CC, Ashe slows people's attack speed, and then Twitch, he provides armor pen. So if I had to choose, only keep one, I would take Twitch if I do not have a Last Whisper. If I do have a Last Whisper, I'd take either Ashe or Varus, doesn't really matter which. But pretty solid comp, you do standard leveling with that one. But moving on to the next build, we have Talon, Assassin, and Guild. So this is my favorite comp because it is so easy to play. Whenever you play Guild, you just add in Guild units. And look at the thing. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's really easy to play the Guild units because as soon as you get a new one, you could just put it right in. Other synergies, you have to wait to, like, for example, Assassins. You have to go like 2 Assassins and 4 Assassins. So sometimes you're stuck on 3 Assassin and you're like, what am I supposed to do? But with Guild, it really dumbs down the game a lot. So you could just keep adding in the Guild units to buff up your whole team, essentially. After that, I like adding in 4 Assassins. You could run 2 Assassins. You don't need to have 4. If you have 2, you add in other stuff such as late game legendaries, more tanks, a dragon, such as Idis, or you can do more Guild units if you have the crest for it, for example, because you add in Rise to get up to 6 Guild. But the sky is literally the limit. As for items on Talon, the only required one I'd say is Infinity Edge. After that, I personally like Edge of Night a lot. It's kind of like a pseudo tank damage item that he makes pretty good use of. And then lastly, I like healing a bit, so I ended up with the Bloodthirster. But yeah, pretty decent comp overall. But yeah, I think that is all it for the 5 comps that I think you guys should try out. This one's probably the most fun. This one's probably the best. This one's probably the most flexible. This one's kind of like just what this one's kind of like just solid 4-cost standard play comp. And then the last one, Talon Assassin Guild, probably the easiest comp. So I gave a lot of options for you guys, so you could go check that out. So definitely go try some of these out. Let me know how it goes for you. And of course, like on Friday, I'll be coming out with like the full meta snapshot that we always have. It just takes a while because you don't really know what the meta is going to be like exactly. So we're going to wait till Friday to kind of really get a solid list going for everyone's climb into the weekend. So apart from that, I am also playing in a tournament on Saturday, so tune into my stream. I'll be streaming pretty much every day this week at twitch.tv/BunnyMuffinsLOL. So yeah, head on over there. I'll probably be streaming in the morning in North America time because that's just how my sleep schedule is right now. It's pretty much just whenever I'm awake, I'll try to at least stream for like 4 to 6 hours or something like that. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely let me know how this goes for you, and I'll see you all later. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.